Most traders lose thousands of dollars trading prop firms because they don't look for these 4 key things. I was no different. I went from blowing accounts over and over again to now trading with over $1 million in funding capital, taking consistent payouts, all while teaching the members in the ACE Academy to do the same. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing GoFunded futures, and I'll be showing you exactly what it is that you should be looking for when choosing a prop firm for you. Now, this video is sponsored by GoFunded futures, but I'm going to be unbiased and tell you the pros, potential cons, and who I think this prop firm is right for in the end. So the first thing that most traders get wrong is choosing the right plan. At GoFunded futures, they have 3 different account types. They have their end of day, they have their instant account, and they have the express account. Now, the accounts that we're going to be comparing is the 50K account. For the 50K account here, you can see you're going to be paying $139 with a $3,000 profit target. For that instant funded account, you can see you get instantly funded, and then you can see the rules that you have here. And for the end of day account, this is actually going to be the cheapest option, but with this option comes a slightly higher profit target and more rules along with it. When choosing your account, you got to be looking at, are you looking for instant funding? Are you looking for a standard challenge account, which would be the express account? Or are you more conservative? You're looking for the lowest cost, and you can see that you're going to have no activation fee for the end of day accounts. Now, the 50K end of day account is what we're going to be looking at here today. And most traders will look at this page and immediately go purchase their account, but that's where they make their first mistake. And you may be wondering, well, what's wrong with that? But all the rules aren't displayed on the account page. You need to dive into the FAQ to learn what the rules are for the account, which brings us into the second most thing that traders get wrong when choosing the right prop firm, and that is understanding the rules. And I wish somebody would have told me this sooner, because I failed so many accounts simply because I didn't have a clear understanding of the rules. So I'm going to tell you 3 key rules for this account, specifically on the end of day account. On here, it says that you have the max contracts of 5 minis. But if you come over here to the FAQ, you can see that this is for if you make $1,000 in profit, you can only have 2 minis until you get to $1,000 in profit. Once you get from 1,000 to 2,000, you could do 3 minis or 30 micros. Once you get to 2,000 to 3,000, you can do 5 minis or 50 micros, and then you can scale above that if you are on the account that allows you to scale up to 9 minis. Just keep in mind that this is a scaling plan that you're going to have to use on these end of day evaluation plans. A second rule to check out for when looking to trade prop firms is, do they allow you to trade the news? So you can see what the permitted trading times are for this account. It says trades can be held overnight under specific rules. It says no weekend holding is allowed, and tier 1 news events, trades must be closed 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after high impacting news. And if we log in here in the dashboard and you come over to economic calendar, you can actually see what these tier 1 news events are just in this calendar, which I actually really like this dashboard here. And the third rule that we're taking a look at is the consistency rule. Now, it says traders must receive a 50% consistency during the evaluation, meaning profits should be evenly distributed rather than relying on huge large wins. That means that you can't make more than 50% of the target profit during the evaluation stage to pass. So speaking of consistency rules, on the funded account, you can see there is a consistency requirement. No single trading day can exceed more than 20% of your total profits. Speaking of profits and payouts, you want to get paid, right? Me too. And it sucks when you do all of this work to pass your funding challenges and then you go to request your payout just to have it rejected because you didn't know the payout rules, which has happened to me a few times. And that brings us to the third thing that you want to be on the lookout for when choosing a prop firm, and that is their payout policy. So we're going to actually take a deep dive into their payout policy here on GoFunded Trader. Now, to be eligible for your first reward, it says you must meet the following conditions on your first trading cycle, which is 10 trading sessions. Now, it says you have a profit target of 7%. So you need to make at least 7% profit in order to receive your payout. Also, you have that consistency requirement of no single trading day can exceed more than 20% of your total profits. Now, your minimum payout days, you need to complete 10 trading days with a profit. The maximum payout request, it says the minimum reward request is $250, while the maximum is based on your account designated payout limit. And so on the 50K end of day account, we're going to be looking at about $150 a day for 10 days in order to qualify for our payout. But we have to make that 7% and have 10 profitable trading days. So when looking to trade these funded accounts, take a deep dive into the rules and specifically their payout policies so that you know exactly what it is that you need to be doing to make sure that you can get your payout once you get funded. You don't want all your hard work to go to waste, right? Okay, so the final thing you want to check when choosing your firm, and this is a thing that most traders forget about until they need it, and that is the support response time. Test their support, ask questions about their rules. Having a great support team is crucial to getting anything that you may need worked out fast. So now let's get into the pros and cons of this account. The first pro that I have with this account is the no activation fee. I love not having to pay an activation fee, just a one-time all-in fee. So my second pro about this is currently if you go to the account, you can see here they have a buy one get one 40 promo. So if you use BOGO 40, you'll get one account for free upon reaching your payout. Now you have to reach the payout in order to get the account. Depending on whether or not you can get the payout, you can decide whether or not that is an advantageous deal for you. But for me, I think that is a great deal to have. Okay, so my third pro, and this is something that is probably slept on, but I find this to be very, very useful, is their dashboard. This is probably the best futures dashboard that I've traded with, literally. Most other dashboards literally are they're just not useful. They're pretty much just there for no reason. But with this, you can see your total P&L, your profit factor, your average winning trades, average losing trades, your win rate. And if you come over here to your stats, you can see all of your account stats. And I love this feature here where you can actually see the calendar, P&L calendar. So this is something that other firms do as well, but I just love this dashboard. I think that this is one of the best dashboards of any funded futures account that I've traded with. Now, just like everything, there is good and there is the bad, right? What are the cons with trading with this account? And these are dependent on what type of trader you are, right? So my first con would literally just be that 7% profit target for a payout. Even though that's about like $3,500 on the funded account, it still is pretty steep. Now, if you're coming from the CFD side, making a 10 to 8% profit target is what you have to do to pass most of those CFD challenges. So 7% might not be bad for you. Just for me, I think it's a little bit steep. Now, another con that could be a con depending on how you trade, this personally isn't a con for me, but that is that scaling plan. So, you know, just not being aware of what the scaling plan is, that 2 minis, 3 minis, 5 minis, once you start to scale in profit, I think that that's something that could hold some traders back. Me personally, I don't generally risk more than, I would say, you know, 10 micros would be overdoing it, right? On a 50K account for me personally. So I don't have any problems with this unless we, you know, until we scale the account, which then we will be able to use all the micro or all the contracts. So the last con for me personally would just be the profit target on the end of day account. Now, I do know that this is their more cheaper option. If you wanted to go with the express account, you can hit that profit target of 3,000, but you're going to have a max drawdown of 1,500. I'd much rather have the max drawdown of 2,500 and hit a slightly higher profit target. You know, the profit target is a little bit higher. So who are these accounts for? I recommend experienced traders who have had funding or payouts before, who can follow the consistency rules. I necessarily wouldn't recommend this firm to newer traders because some of the rules require you to have your system dialed in, right? You got to be able to hit the profit targets and stay within inside of the bounds of the account. I don't think that's just as advantageous for a new or beginner trader. But I'm not just going to review GFF. I will be trading the 50K end of day account. I'm going to be recording my process and giving my thoughts. So comment down below if you think I'll be able to hit a payout. And if you want to see if I do, you're just going to have to subscribe and find out. But I will show you the exact system I'm going to use when trading this account, which passed me my 100K account in just 6 days. So if you're interested in that, click this video right here.